What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, you guys know the deal. I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined today for the Yankees pregame once again by the man, Brian DeGennaro. How are we doing today, Brian?
I am fantastic, Pat. How are you?
Can't complain as usual. Before we get into anything of this albatross lineup, you like that word, albatross?
Love it.
Solid.
Beautiful.
Shout out to everybody currently in the chat. Let's take attendance / roll call. You guys know the deal. Shout out to Lori. We got Yankee fan Alfonso. Stefan, I don't know how to pronounce it. We got Spades. We got who else? We got Justin, Austin, Lugo. We got Alex. Shout out to Alex. We got Amy, Jake, Jonathan, John, Felix, JT, LA Yankee King, Voltage Gaming, Christopher. Sorry if I missed anybody. Hope everyone enjoyed their day thus far. Listen, I kind of like these 7 o'clock pre-games.
They're great.
I'm sorry. Bro, like the 8 o'clock start time, I get like it's an hour later than usual. Like, I'm kind of a fan of it. But the Yankees are looking to rebound from that catastrophe that was last night with a lineup that's kind of lackluster. Let's pull it up. Bright spot. Let's start off with a good note here. Rougned Odor. Rougned Ibanez is back in the lineup.
Yes.
It's kind of sad that we're celebrating a guy who bats like 150 coming back to the lineup. Maybe he provides some sort of spark. I don't know. But even with him back in the lineup, it looks just as garbage as ever. Probably the worst lineup we've seen this season.
I think so.
DJ leading it off. Brett Gardner in the 2-hole? What?
Just kill me now.
Bro, I saw this, and I was in genuine shock. Brett Gardner is batting
he hit a triple
second.
yesterday. He hit a triple yesterday. He's hot. He's about to turn a corner, so just
Like, what's the reasoning behind this?
I don't know, man.
Moving on. Judge 3, Gio cleaning up 4, Odor 5, Sanchez 6, Andujar 7 in left field. Ford 8. What is
It's so
going
painful.
on? And then we got Ryan Lamar 9.
It's so painful.
It's tough. Listen, shout out to Ryan Lamar. I'm not gonna rag on him. We haven't seen enough of him to kind of say he's trash. But I mean, damn.
Hey, you remember last night how we said it was as close to a guaranteed win as possible, and then they got clapped? Well, tonight is as close to a guaranteed loss as possible. So let's see what happens. Maybe they'll turn a corner.
No, like, bro, we're literally at the point where it's like this is like a punt lineup. And usually they do this for like the final game of a series when it's like a day game after a night game.
Yeah.
No, like this is a punt lineup in the second game of a series with one of your worst pitchers on the mound. And bro, like that,
You've
it's
already
just
lost
frustrating.
the first game miserably.
It's so ridiculously aggravating. But Jameson Taillon is on the mound for the Yankees tonight.
Great.
Just feel how you want about that. He's been statistically very bad on the road this season. I'm pulling up his splits right now. And in 3 road starts, he has given up 13 runs in 12 1/3 innings, which gives him a 9.49 ERA on the road this season. Now going up against a Rangers lineup that is definitely hot after rocking Garrett Cole last night for honestly what was probably Cole's worst start as a Yankee. You know that they're coming in tonight looking to swing for the fences against Taillon. It's just we're looking at a game tonight that's kind of destined for failure. And like maybe we're kind of being a little bit over dramatic based on what happened last night, but I'm still not too confident whatsoever.
No, I do not feel good at all. This is probably the worst lineup that we've seen all year, right? We can agree on that. And having Taillon out there not make me feel better.
It's rough. But listen, I do want to find out who is on the mound tonight for the Rangers, just because I'm assuming it's a left-handed pitcher.
Isn't it Folty?
It is Folty, isn't it? Okay, so that's why Lamar doesn't really make sense to me. Because when I saw Lamar in the lineup, I was like, all right, it might make sense if the Rangers have a lefty on the mound. With Folty on the mound, I don't know why you kind of have Lamar in there over Frazier. That just doesn't really make sense to me. But I don't know. Listen, shout out to Alex with a $2 dono. Appreciate you, my man. You are a legend. The Rangers have a better lineup, which is crazy. It kind of is a little bit crazy to think about. I want to pull up the Rangers lineup really quick, just so we could kind of like compare it to the one that we just saw from the Yankees. And Brian, you could be the judge as to whether or not you would take the Rangers lineup or the Yankees lineup.
Oh, I don't need to see it. I can already tell you I'll take the Rangers lineup.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me pull this up real quick. So we got Willie Calhoun, Nick Solak, Yankee legend Nick Solak. We got Nate Lau, Joey Gallo, Adolis Garcia, David Dahl, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and whoever Ibanez is and whoever Heim is.
I'll
I
say this. I'm pretty sure they don't have at least 6 guys that are batting under 200, so I think they're a better lineup right now.
Bro, I think they have like 6 guys that are batting over 250.
Yeah,
If you want to like go on
exactly.
the flip side of that. Let's see. Spade says I'm down to make another account called Unhinged Yankees Shorts and put that. If you're talking about making clips, hit me up. No
Love it.
joke. Hit me up. Hit me up on either Instagram or Twitter. Message me and we'll figure out something to bring you aboard. The Pistol Pizza's definition of a punt lineup. This is the definition of a punt. Like we just talked about that. It's so aggravating that like the Yankees are feeling like we feel like they're punting a game right now. Why?
I got no
Speechless.
words. I have
Speechless.
no words.
But Austin Lugo says Gardner had 2 hits yesterday and Boone smoked a little before the game. Probably. That might be the only reasoning behind Gardner in the 2-hole. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Listen, good news though. We have a little bit of good news. Gleyber Torres is apparently going to be activated tomorrow from the COVID IL, which is such good news because with that, we're probably not going to see much of Tyler Wade in.
Thank God.
Who do you
Especially
think
with
he's
Odor coming back too.
Who do you think is going to be sent down? Wade, I guess.
Ford. Probably Ford.
Ford.
Yeah.
You think they keep Wade up?
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense because you got DJ and Void who can play first, so there's no point in keeping Ford up. He's been terrible this year, absolutely terrible.
Yeah, brutal. Pat. Oh, I said pageant. Pat, imagine saying then we win 10-1. Brian
That's what we
actually
said.
mentioned this. Yeah, Brian, you said this to me before we went live. You're like, well, you know what? Like, this is the type of lineup that we're gonna win 10-1. And I agree, but if this was a couple years ago, like we
Yeah.
looked at the 2019 Yankees and they would put
Yeah.
up terrible lineups and then they would somehow like score 10 in the first. We haven't seen that in a couple years. Where when the Yankees usually put out bad lineups like this, the game usually ends very poorly.
Yeah,
Usually.
recently, and you got Tyone on the mound, so it's like not filling me with confidence, guys.
No, not at all. But listen, shout out to Alex with the $5
Hey.
dono. Appreciate you, my man. You're a legend. It should be LeMahieu 1, Judge 2, Urshela 3, Sanchez 4. If we're talking about like with Stanton being out, sure, I would have to agree.
I'm fine with that.
I'm down with
Anything
that.
is better than Gardner in the 2-hole.
No, bro, I don't know where this came from. I really don't know where this came from. Like
I'm telling you, it's because he hit a triple yesterday.
I guess. But bro, when Clint Frazier hits a home run, he's benched the next day. Luke Voigt hit a home run yesterday.
Yeah.
He's out of the lineup. I get wanting to be cautious with him, as far as not wanting to work him too much, like coming off of injury. But bench him tomorrow when Gleyber comes back.
Yeah,
just so you're not
DH him at
losing. Yeah.
least. Yeah.
Well, I mean, then you would lose.
Leave Judge in the outfield. He doesn't need a day off as bad as because Voigt's coming back from an injury. So I guess but you don't want to.
I guess. I don't know.
But
But Jonathan says, regardless of how crappy our lineup is tonight, we still need to beat this last place Rangers team. They're in last place for a reason. And I think
good.
this is something that we talk about so often. It seems like the Yankees seem to struggle against the bad teams. It's weird, especially against the bad pitchers, right? Like when the Yankees go up against a guy who has like a 12 ERA, you're almost guaranteeing that they're going to be like no hit that day, at least through like the first 3.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
Dude had like a 7 ERA before the game.
Oh, God help us. But listen, shout out to LA Yankee King with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, buddy. The MVP season is back on for Gleyber Torres. I don't know MVP season. Mike Trout is out for the next, I think, 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah. So maybe Gleyber Torres comes back, turns into Mike Trout. I don't know. Probably not, but we'll see.
Probably not.
Okay, Brian, let me ask your opinion on this. Spade says, these camera angles at Ranger Stadium absolutely suck. Feels like I'm so far away and the field is slanted. I kind of like it.
I was going to say, I actually like them. I know what you're saying. Like, I agree they feel a little bit farther away, and I don't like that. But it's lined up perfectly down the middle. Like, you can see a pitch
it's cool.
The way it's supposed to be made, you know? I think they should zoom in a little bit because they could. But I love it not being off-center. Because when it's off-center, you never really get a good idea of where the ball is.
but also like I kind of love the atmosphere of like the Ranger Stadium as a whole. Like I love
Yeah,
those seats that are directly behind home plate
yeah,
that are
they look
kind of like underneath
sick.
the field. So cool. I think
Very
it's
cool.
awesome how like the stadium's basically at like 100% capacity. It kind of
Yeah,
felt like postseason atmosphere last night, and
yeah,
it was crazy. A
yeah.
random game in the middle of May, Yankees Rangers in Texas felt on bro. The atmosphere was crazy. So
Yeah.
yeah, this series is fun. We've been
Hmm.
looking forward to this one for a while, just because we knew that this was going to be like the biggest crowd the Yankees played in front of since the
Yeah.
playoffs in 2019.
Yeah.
So, when's Yankee Stadium going to be 100?
I think
July.
July. Yeah, I
July.
think July.
Interesting.
That's gonna be sick though. Come
Oh,
on.
it's going to be so
We
much.
have
And the
to wait.
first series is Yankees Mets.
Oh,
Unreal. Unreal. It's going to be so much fun. But
yeah.
Borg says, do you think Cashman will actually make a trade for an outfielder? Funny you say this one, Borg, because we might have a video coming out tomorrow regarding a potential trade for an outfielder that we're facing tonight.
Yeah.
I don't
Exciting
know.
stuff. Stay
Maybe stuff.
tuned.
I don't know. Stay tuned. Let's see. I actually think Borg knows who it's about because he commented on, I think, this morning's video. And he's like, "Oh, you should make a video about Joey Gallo." And I said, "Oh, maybe tomorrow." Let's see. Rob Refsnyder started last night for the Twins. Just thought I should bring that up. That's actually an interesting tidbit because I didn't even know Refsnyder was still anywhere near the league. What before that? When was the last time he played?
No idea.
Rob Refsnyder. Let me see this.
Was
Okay,
he on the
so
Dodgers at some point?
he actually played 15 games with the Rangers last year.
Rangers.
I didn't know that. I did not know he was anywhere near the league. But apparently he's played 3 games so far with the Twins this season, and he's 6 for 8.
Wow, lighting it up. Jesus.
Damn.
Maybe
Okay.
we should
Shout
trade
out to
for
Rob
him.
Refsnyder. Shout out to Rob Refsnyder because he went 4 for 4 yesterday.
Damn.
Shout
Good
out
for
to
him.
you. Tyler Wade, he only goes 3 for 3. Let's see what we got. Alex says Joey Gallo isn't the answer. He's a 200 career hitter. Stay tuned tomorrow. We discuss more. Let's see. With the Yankees versus Mets, hope it's DeGrom versus Cole. That would be awesome. I think I saw somewhere that someone kind of went through like if Cole continues to pitch every 5 days up until then, he's gonna miss that series as a whole. I think, which would suck.
Is DeGrom
But
even available, or is he still out?
I'm pretty sure he's still out, but I'm pretty sure
That's a
he'll be
ways
back
away.
by then.
It's a ways away, but like we don't know. I don't think we know exactly what the injury was, right?
No, yeah. I think they said it was something with his abdomen. I could be totally in left field with this one. I don't know.
No, I don't. I don't really follow Mets injuries, so.
But let's see. Alex says the Yankees should trade Tyone and some random prospect for Cedric Mullins. Okay, first of all, I don't see the Orioles trading Cedric Mullins. 2, the Yankees are not giving up on Tyone yet. I can guarantee that.
Too soon.
It's kind of weird because it's kind of like I see a lot of James Paxton in Tyone, not really like with their pitching style, but it just seems like it might be a mental thing, right? You know, like how Paxton went through that whole mental thing where he couldn't make it out of the first inning without giving up like 15 runs. I feel like with Tyone, it's kind of like a road thing for him. He can't pitch on the road without like getting shelled. It's weird.
It's only been 3 games. He's only pitched 3 games on the road, so let's give him some time to rebound. But
fair, but like it's a sample size at this point where you could kind of start to see a trend. No.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see. Spade says, I was looking at the ALCS 2019. It was so different. They had so much energy. Now it seems like they're dead. Well, also, do keep in mind that is the postseason. Obviously, I would hope they're playing with a little bit more energy in the postseason as compared to how they are now. But no, definitely, you kind of look at the rosters. I mean, if you want to see a drastic difference in energy, look at the way the 2017 Yankees played a game in the middle of May, right? The 2021 Yankees do not play with that same aggression in the middle of the season as that 2017 team did. They had so much energy, bro. It was unreal. They were losing 9-1 to the Orioles.
Yeah. Didn't they come all the way back?
Came all the way back.
Yeah, that was
Jacoby Ellsbury hit a grand slam. Quite the
last
team.
we saw of him, but yeah.
Yeah. Raven says DJ needs to get back to the batting champion he was. Feels like as soon as he got hot, I can't read. As soon as he got his payday, he's not trying as much. Now, I totally disagree. I think DJ is definitely not one of those hitters where like, oh, he gets his payday and now he's not trying. He's just going through a little slump, I guess. And DJ LeMahieu going through a slump still entails him batting like over 270. So
Yeah.
I think once he does get hot, we're gonna see that old fashioned DJ, I guess. And also,
Mhm.
I think once he does get hot, we're gonna see everyone else get hot because
Yeah.
he does set that tone at the top of the order. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I agree. We also haven't seen as many home runs from him this year, and that might have to do with the baseballs again. So,
Yeah, fair enough. Gary B, not Gary V, Gary B.
mhm.
I know Florial just got to AAA, but the Yanks have to do a better job at getting these guys up to the bigs. Let them see major league pitching because you will never know their true potential. That's fair. Especially when there's a wide open hole for them, right? Because clearly the Yankees do have a wide open spot for Esteban Florial. Their
Yeah.
outfield is so weak. But I think that they're waiting to see him kind of produce at the AAA level first, which I think is fair. You
Yeah.
don't want to rush a guy up to the majors too much. We kind of talked about this in the video that came out this morning about Florial. We're talking about a guy who prior to this season hasn't really played much over single A,
Yeah.
which is crazy to think about. So I'd like to see him get a little bit more work in. We're probably going to see him within the next month or so. So
Yeah.
there's no need to rush it too quick.
I agree. Yeah.
Let's see. Disgruntled YouTuber. Great profile picture. After what happened to Cole, I'm almost expecting a Tyone no tonight. Bro, maybe it's opposite day. I don't know.
Maybe it's opposite series. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
That would be
I like
sick.
that.
I'd love it.
So, it could be opposite series, right? Because
Yeah.
first of all, you always expect the cold days to be win days. They lost.
Right.
Also, the Yankees typically win like the first 3 games of a 4-game series, then lose the last one. Maybe
Right.
they lost the first one. Now they're winning the next 3.
Mm,
It's called
maybe.
optimism. Let's
They also
go.
tend to punt on the last game of the series, but they're punting on the second game of the series, so maybe that'll turn around too.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Austin Lugo says, Pat, should the Yankees move Tyon to the bullpen as a multi-inning guy? No. The dude's a starter. They're going to build him up as a starter. Worst case scenario, it becomes like a Sonny Gray thing. But that's not going to happen for a very long time. Because he's been rough, but he hasn't been that bad.
Yeah, and you got to remember he hasn't really pitched in the past 2 years, right? He's been injured, so
No, yeah, he hasn't
you
pitched
got
since
to give him.
2019.
Yeah, give him some time to recover. Give him some time to build up. Let him get his head straight, and we'll see what he is. Halfway through the season, we'll reevaluate.
Yeah, I mean, listen, speaking of Sonny Gray, Steven Salazar says, I kind of miss Sonny Gray, even though he wasn't the greatest for us. Bro, do you remember the excitement when the Yankees acquired Sonny Gray? Like, we thought that
Yeah,
he was, like, the missing piece, and, like, it was game over. We thought we had the World Series won after that, and
yeah,
he was solid in 2017 after coming over, but he wasn't really everything that we expected, right?
yeah,
Especially coming into 2018, we're hoping that he would kind of be like that dual ace with Sevy.
yeah,
And then everything kind of went downhill from there.
yeah. It's tough to say what it would have been like if we had a real pitching coach too.
Fair. Because we did see Sonny Gray kind of go to Cincinnati and become an absolute
Yeah,
dog.
but it could
And
have
he's
just been
been
New York. Who knows? Some
no,
guys just
yeah,
can't handle New York.
yeah. Hot take from Alex. Tyone tonight, 8 innings pitched, no
Wow,
one runs, 11 Ks, 2 hits.
that's
Alex,
spicy.
if this happens, I will do a cartwheel on
Wow,
live tonight.
wow. You
But
can
it
even
has
do a
to be.
cartwheel.
I'll try.
Okay,
That's kind of the content in the whole thing. I'd have to like kind of
sure.
restructure my camera so you guys can get like the
Interesting.
full view of the cartwheel.
Love
But
it.
yeah, if he gets that exact line, cartwheels are being done tonight. Just saying.
Okay.
Lori says, I'm praying for a split of this series. It seems like the Yankees don't even care, but I do. I think they care. I don't really like when people say that, like the team doesn't care. I think they always want to win. I
Yeah.
think it's tough to say like they don't want to. But at this point, I would kind of say I'm hoping for a split too. Right? I mean, I think winning the next 3 would be ideal. But I think if we could walk out of Texas with a split, especially considering Cole wasn't that good,
Yeah.
I guess that would be an ideal situation.
Yeah, I'd take a split at this point. I mean, the way they played last night, the way they played the day before, I mean, I don't really see them winning 3 in a row right now, but maybe they'll prove me wrong.
Yeah, we'll see. Jesse Dominguez says Odor knows Globe Life Field. He will rake tonight. Did you see Boone's comment
Oh my god.
that this is the house that Rugi built? What
Yeah.
Boone? What are we
What
doing?
does that
Like,
even mean? Like,
well, how many games has he played at this stadium? 10. Because how many they first played there last year, right?
Yeah.
Rougned Odor did not play any games with them this year. In 2020, he played 38 games. How many of those were actually at home? Let's say 20. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, 25. So you play 25 games at the stadium, and apparently it's the house that Rugi built. Boone, shut up. Like, what are we doing? If anything, it's the house that Gallo built. If you really want to give like a stupid ass analogy like that.
There you go.
Bro, also, especially coming off the brutal loss last night, I really wouldn't want to be like joking around about stuff like that. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ulysses says, Pat, I think J-Mo will be 5 good innings, then to the pen.
I think that's more realistic.
Super realistic. Super realistic. Let's see. When you're not hitting, it seems like they don't care. I think that's probably the point here. Because when a team's not producing, I think people kind of get it twisted, that they don't care rather than like they're just not performing well, right?
Yeah. Sometimes
I think
it's out of
they
your
always care.
control. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. Pat, be honest. Do you see the Yankees winning the World Series? The answer is yes. Like, I genuinely don't care what anybody else says. This is my prediction from the beginning of the year, and I'm still sticking with all my predictions, right? I think Judge is going to win MVP, Cole's going to win Cy Young, and the Yankees are going to win the World Series. It's as simple as that. I think you look at this team right now, and we're questionable of it, right? But I think what's important to remember is we're not going to be walking into the postseason with Mike Ford, Tyler Wade, probably not Rougned Odor in the starting lineup. It's just not going to happen. I'm assuming by then the Yankees will like be at full strength. Hopefully they will have made some acquisitions at the deadline to either improve the lineup or maybe solidify the rotation. The bullpen's really good. I think that once we get to the postseason, there's no reason that this team can't get hot and take advantage of an American League right now that's very weak and just dominate.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. The only thing is you're really relying on them being hot at the right time. That's really what it comes down to.
But why is
I
it
mean,
crazy to think?
It's not crazy. I think it's possible, certainly. I just this team has just been so up and down all year, and I feel like more down than up. Obviously, it's still early. There's time for them to turn it around. But I think it's really going to come down to those trade deadline acquisitions. Are they willing to go the extra mile, to go all in on somebody, to go all in for like an Andrew Benintendi or somebody that could really, really help this lineup? So
You like Benintendi a lot.
I like Benintendi, man. Just think he's exactly what the Yankees need. You know,
what I think I'm going to do?
Contact hitter. You know,
I agree. And what we're going to do actually, once the Yankees do play the Royals, which I think is next week, we'll probably save like a Benintendi video for that time.
I like that.
Did I say next week?
You did.
I meant next month. Next month. Yeah, I think they play the Royals at the end of June. But it would definitely be an interesting scenario because Benintendi's another guy. Yeah, do it. Screw it. Unhinged KC coming at you. But he's another guy that rakes at Yankee Stadium, and I think he would be kind of a solid fit. I don't know. We'll see. But would you trade like Clint for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you trade. Yeah. What if it was like a 1-for-1?
Clint for Benintendi? Yeah, 100%.
I probably would too. Yeah. I probably would too. Yep. I knew it was coming. Ed King says Pat looks like Benintendi. I knew it was coming. It was only a matter of time. But shout out to you, Ed. Let's see what else we got in the chat. PX says Yankees all they need to do in the playoffs is not strike out with runners in scoring position, but they never do it. Yes, but that's kind of why we brought up Andrew Benintendi, right? Because you kind of insert like another contact guy in there, I guess, and maybe you prevent the strikeouts with runners in scoring position is so hard to say. I don't know if it's just me, but with runners in scoring position, maybe they get a little bit better. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the hope.
You can only hope, Brian. You can only hope. Let's see. Ulysses says, Pat, the Yanks need a center fielder, left fielder, a decent catcher, and an extra arm. I think catcher, they're kind of fine. You're not going to find a much better offensive catcher in the league than the combo that they have right now with Gary and Higgy. Yeah. I agree that they need an outfielder, preferably a left-handed one, and an extra arm, sure, preferably in the rotation. I think the bullpen's kind of set, especially because they have guys that they could bring up from the minors as well. With O'Day and Britton coming back, I think a lot of people forgot about Darren O'Day.
Yeah.
He's going to be back fairly soon. I think by the end of the month. So
we got good news on Britton today too.
Yeah.
So he's going to start throwing again this weekend, which is good.
Yeah, good stuff. John says we need Peralta from the D-backs. He's a lefty contact hitter and is good in the outfield. David Peralta is a name that I have seen a lot of people talk about lately. It's definitely very intriguing. He's kind of like that lefty contact hitter that would be a solid guy in the outfield. The Yankees, there's definitely tons of options out there. It just depends if the Yankees would want to do it, right?
Yeah, it's going to cost prospects, and we know how much they love to prospect hug. So
yeah. Speaking of Benintendi, Ruben Cruz says Pat honestly doesn't look like Benintendi. I have a selfie with Andrew.
Wow.
So I'm pretty sure Ruben's the one that said he did he pick up Benintendi in an Uber? Yeah, last
in
year.
Florida, right?
Yeah. And Matt Barnes, I think, too.
Wasn't it Matt Barnes' cousin or something?
I think so. Like for his wedding, I don't remember.
His best man.
Something
right?
down that alley. Yeah.
See, we remember.
We remember everything. PJ King says, Pat, did you hear the producers of The Last Dance are doing a Jeter doc? I did see this, and it started a little debate in our Unhinged group chat. Kind of like Jeter, A-Rod. Don't get me wrong. I love Jeter, but like growing up, A-Rod was always my guy. Always. Now, I think it was just because like as a kid, I think it's so much easier to gravitate towards Alex Rodriguez, especially because my first year really like being invested in Yankees baseball was 2007. So that was when A-Rod was like in his prime. And kind of looking at the two guys, I love Jeter, but you look at A-Rod with the eye black and the high socks and the sunglasses, and he just looked like a beast. So I gravitated towards him. I think a lot of kids did.
That's fair. I'm sort of the opposite because I'm a few years older than you. So I remember Jeter, in the late 90s, early 2000s. And like that was my guy, right?
Yeah.
And I obviously like Rodriguez is the better player overall over the course of his career. He's got way better numbers. But Jeter just brought something to this team that, that like a guy like Aaron Judge brings to this team. He just has that gravitas,
Yeah, and I think you were the one that mentioned that, like, Judge is kind of like a combination of Jeter and A-Rod.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Because he's got the gravitas of Jeter and, like, the importance to the team that Jeter had. Yeah. But he's more of an A-Rod type player where he's going to hit a lot of home runs, really good in the field.
And he's really fun to watch. Like, bro, you don't want to miss an at-bat.
He's the perfect combination, like.
Yeah, I never thought of it until you brought it up, but
I get Dan's obsession.
Bro, I love it. But also, it's kind of funny because Dan was previously, and I'm pretty sure he still is, obsessed with Alex Rodriguez. So I guess it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
But listen, shout out to Alex with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, my man. Please, stop hyping up Brett Gardner. Yes Network loves to hype up Brett Gardner.
They love him. Yeah.
It's, bro, all the media does. I think like we're kind of the only people who are like, Brett Gardner's not good anymore. It's kind of crazy. Like Brett Gardner hit that triple last night, and you would think that he just hit like Game 7 walk-off home run.
Yeah, everyone was thrilled. Yeah.
Unreal. I mean, listen, I say this all the time. I respect Brett Gardner for like his impact on the organization since 2008. But I think we have to realize the time has come where he's just not a good baseball player anymore. Especially not good enough to be batting in the 2-hole. The 2-hole, bro. Like, come on. It's outrageous. Outrageous. But PX says, imagine 2007 A-Rod on this team.
That would be nasty.
That's exactly what they need.
Imagine 2007 A-Rod on any team, and it just like.
No, I know. No, you put him anywhere. It's unreal. Put 2007 A-Rod in 2019 with the juice baseballs. That dude might break the home run record. No
90
joke.
Home runs easy.
Easy. Let's see what we got in the chat. Hopefully when Sevy comes back, he will be as good as he was before surgery. Now, this scares me a lot. A lot. Only because if Sevy comes back and he looks decent, the Yankees are going to be like, damn, that's our trade deadline acquisition. You know it's going to happen. We've talked about this so much.
Here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter because they're going to say that regardless. So, just hope that he looks good because then he'll actually be good and, like, pitch well for us.
Fair. But I don't know what the impact is going to be for him this season.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because he's going to have to build up. So who knows how many innings he's going to be able to pitch at a time. Yeah. And, like, he's been so inconsistent throughout his career. Even when he's pitching so well. What was that, 2018, when he pitched so well the first half of the year? and then
Yeah.
just fell off the second half. And he's kind of never been the same ever since then. And he's battled injuries, yes, but it's hard to say.
Yep. Yep. I do want to bring up THG's comment real quick. Brian, I love this shirt. Can you tell me where to get it? Where can you get that shirt, Brian?
It was actually custom made. You can't get it.
I can't trust you with
You
anything.
can go to unhingedclothing.shop and search Unhinged Yankees and find it there.
Nice
Right?
job,
Am I
Brian.
right?
Nice job. No,
Okay,
much better.
Okay.
Much better promo plug. Let's go.
Send the link to the chat.
Yeah, let me post the link in the chat real quick. Unhingedclothing.shop if anybody would like to go purchase merchandise. Most of the tees are only $10, so go grab them now. But listen, shout out to William Flores with the $5 dono.
Nice.
Appreciate you, William. You are the man. DJ Stanton, Judge, Gio Voit, Benny Torres, Sanchez, Gardner playoff lineup. If Hicks is out, well, that's if Hicks is out.
I would.
Cole, Max, Kluber, Herman, Severino / Tyone. #28. Now I just have one question here. Are we putting Gardner over Clint?
No, absolutely not. I would still have Clinton there.
I would probably have Clint in there as well. I mean, obviously it depends how the rest of the season goes.
Yeah.
But I think Williams kind of fair in saying this. I think the Yankees would obviously go Gardner over Clint though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially if nothing changes from now until then.
But also my thing is kind of like, bro, like maybe bring in Clint as a late game replacement for Gardner instead of how it's always the other way around. Because one, I kind of trust Clint in the field over Gardner. I think he can make plays that Gardner definitely can't. Two, the arm is much better.
Arm?
Yeah, I mean, obviously sometimes he can't control it, but it's much more solid. I think he could actually give a run for his money. No pun intended. But nice. No, yeah, and also I think his bat's more important late in the game because I think he could just turn on one when Gardner can't. Exactly. So if anything, you should be using Clint as a late game replacement. I don't know, not too crazy to think about.
Love the idea.
I try. Let's see. PX says, imagine the party on 161 if the Yankees win the World Series. I've thought about this. Can you imagine the parade?
Man, it's been so long. We need it. We need it so bad.
I want the Yankees to win the World Series. I want there to be a parade, and I want to go there. I want the whole team to go there and vlog it. Just like the Yankee Stadium vlog that we did.
I'd love it.
Can you imagine the craziness of that?
That'd be awesome. That'd be so sick.
I would want to get on a float.
Can we get an unhinged float?
We might have to. I would pay any amount of money for that. No joke. Love it. Let's see what we got. Yes, Pat. Sevy will be the deadline acquisition. They might acquire a second-tier outfielder. That's if they don't call up Florial. Now, this is also a concern of mine. Let's say they do call up Florial, right? And he's pretty solid when he first comes up. My fear is that they're going to be like, okay, well, Florial's that guy in the outfield now. We don't have to trade for anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then the postseason comes around, and he's never played in the postseason, and you're relying on a rookie to in big at-bats. So
Exactly. I mean, obviously, we kind of looked at the offseason, and we all wanted Michael Brantley so bad. And obviously, the Yankees didn't go for him because I guess they thought Clint Frazier and Brett Gardner and Mike Tauchman were going to be able to get the job done. Well, here we are. Clint Frazier and Brett Gardner are not that good, and then Mike Tauchman's traded away. So now Michael Brantley would be able to fit in that outfield so well.
Yeah, that would have been really, really nice.
It sucks, but whatever. Listen, shout out to William Flores with another $5 dono. William, you are the man. And he said just because. That's just so kind.
So sweet.
It makes my heart warm. Thanks, William.
It.
You're the man. But let's see. Austin says, Pat, Jessica Mendoza is calling the Yankees game on ESPN today. Well, I'm so glad I don't get to watch the game on ESPN. I think it's on ESPN, but only out of market.
Okay.
Also, speaking of ESPN, I think the booth of Matt Vasgersian and A-Rod gets a little bit too much hate. I love Matt Vasgersian. A-Rod might not be the best in the booth, but I think there's a lot of worse announcers out there.
I like A-Rod in the booth a lot.
Same.
He gets a little weird, but he has really good analysis.
Yeah,
which is
easy.
Great. And Vasgersian's probably the best play-by-play in baseball right now.
I love him. I love Matt Vasgersian with a passion. Matty V, if you're watching this, I love you. You're the man.
Intense.
It's intense. Bro, I made eye contact with him. What are the odds Matt Vasgersian's watching this right now? Probably like 2%.
Pretty good.
I don't know.
He's a big Unhinged fan.
I'll send you a shirt, maybe. Let's see. Anthony says maybe the Rangers have the better lineup because their second half of the lineup actually contributes. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. Anthony's taking shots.
Yeah.
Taking shots, damn.
He's not wrong.
Listen, speaking of the Rangers lineup, Yankees lineup, Brian, do we have any home run predictions for this evening?
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to go out in left field. That's a pun. I'm not actually left field.
No.
I'm going to say we're going to see an Odor bomb tonight on the revenge tour.
Okay.
First game back, coming out swinging.
So Rougned Ibanez cranks one.
Yes.
Okay. I like it. I mean, he's returning back to Texas. It can make sense. You think he's the only home run tonight?
I'm only going to pick one tonight because I picked 3 last night. So
Fair.
That's the only
I
one
think, you ready for mine?
Go for it.
I think Gary Sanchez crushes one.
Love it.
I do. I don't know why. I just really like the Gary Folty matchup.
He's been
Going
mashing
crazy.
the ball lately. Like
Gary
right
has
at
looked
people,
really
but
good.
still.
Gary has looked really good lately. Super underrated.
Yeah.
And if I had to go with one more, let's go with Ryan Lamar.
All right.
Is that a hot one? That's a hot
That's
take.
hot. That's
a hot
spicy.
take. Give me a
Love
Ryan Lamar home run tonight. I like it. I don't know. I'm hoping we get to see Lamar get at least maybe like I want to see him play the whole game, honestly. Just because I think last time he played, he only got 3 at-bats. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
As far as Tyone goes, do you think he's going to have a solid start or no?
I'm going to go 5 innings, 3 runs, which I think would be solid for him. I would take that.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Just because, bro, I'd be so disappointed in the fact I'm looking up his last start really quick just to kind of see how long he went. So in his last start, he didn't even go 5. He went 4 2/3, gave up 4 earned. If we could get a start like his previous one, where he went 6 1/3 with 3 earned runs, I'd take that. If you're gonna give up 3 runs, at least give us 6.
Okay. All right, I'm with it.
My projected line for him tonight, I'm gonna say he goes. Am I gonna be optimistic tonight or pessimistic? That's what I have to decide in my mind.
I'm gonna go pessimistic and then be pleasantly surprised after the game. How about that?
Fair. I think I'm gonna go neutral. Ready? Okay. So I think he's gonna go 5 1/3.
Okay.
And give up 3 earned runs. I think Joey Gallo actually.
You gave me crap, and then you went 1/3 of an inning more than me with the same number of runs. Okay, cool. Chat, just remember that, okay? I was off by 1/3 of an inning. Okay.
I think. No, I wasn't really giving you crap for the prediction. I was giving you crap because, like,
for saying
I
that
think
I'd take it.
Yeah, for saying that you'd be like happy with that. You know,
I didn't say I'd be happy with it. I said I'd take it. I said,
but I wouldn't take this. I'd be really upset with that. Okay. I'm just saying.
All right,
but I think Joey Gallo crushes one like 500 feet.
Yeah, I just want Tyone to keep us in the game. That's really all I care about. Okay.
Okay, Ryan. Do we have a final score prediction?
Yeah. I'm gonna go 6-3 Yanks.
Okay.
Bullpen locks it down.
I think the Yankees are gonna lose tonight.
Do you? Have you predicted a loss
this
year?
No. It's kind of crazy to think about because every time we come on these pre-games,
this is the games to do it.
Bro, we come on these pre-games and every night it's like, oh yeah, the Yankees are gonna win 7-1, 8-2.
I didn't know we were allowed to pick them to lose.
I know. I'm picking a loss tonight. I'm sorry. I think that they're gonna lose. No. Now you're just copying me. I think they lose tonight. 5-2.
Yeah, I think that sounds pretty realistic, to be honest.
I'm sorry. I think Tyone gives up 3. Bullpen might give up a couple more.
You think this lineup gets 2 runs in?
We'll see. I don't know. Because I think Gary's going to hit the solo shot. Lamar's going to hit a solo shot. So then there you go.
There you go. That makes sense.
I don't. Maybe chat's not going to like it. Maybe they're going to like the little hot take.
Chat, this is a momentous occasion.
But listen, appreciate everyone for stopping by. We will be live directly after the game for the post game. It's gonna be me and Pataskiva Xenofontos, so stay tuned for that.
God, let's go.
Krieg legend. But everyone, Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. Like I always say, we're going live before and after every single Yankees game this season. Hopefully the Yankees can pull it out, even though I'm predicting they do not. We'll see. But you guys know the deal. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Let's go Yankees. See you after the game. Peace.